Hi, everyone. My name is Laura von Stockhausen, and I'm a professional career advisor with More Career Services out of the Lundquist College of Business. Today, I'm going to talk to you all about virtually networking with LinkedIn. So I know that networking can be a little bit of a scary topic, so I'm hoping that today will give you some confidence to move forward and really build those relationships, because that's what networking is. It's relationships between yourself and a professional, and it really all starts with conversations. So why should you be networking? Well, people hire who they know and who they trust. There's a lot of money, time, and energy that goes into hiring and training new employees. So whenever one of those new employees doesn't work out, it's a huge hit to a company. So one of the ways they can mitigate that risk is by hiring people that they already have some trust and knowledge in. The other thing to think about is the access piece. Nearly 70% of jobs that are currently being hired for will probably be filled through either referrals or internally. That means that potentially those jobs might never be posted. So without networking, without having those conversations and relationships, you may not even have the ability to apply for some of the jobs you're interested in. So have those relationships, have those conversations that at the very least you have a chance to apply. And then to me, the most important part about networking is actually the research and exploration piece, because you won't even get to the application part or the hiring part until you have a good understanding of what you're looking for and what aligns with your skill set, your values, your interests, and your personality. So having an informational interview with a professional in an industry you're interested in or at a company you're interested in can be a really great way to learn and make some decisions. You might realize after an informational interview that actually that job and company do not align with what I thought I was looking for. And that's okay too. Figuring out that something isn't what you're looking for can be a really great use of your time. I know that I personally have pivoted careers almost 3 times already, or already 3 times, I should say. So if I had known ahead of time, I probably would have made fewer pivots. Now, LinkedIn is a really great tool to network virtually. We know a lot of people are still stuck at home and might be for the foreseeable future. So let's talk about how and why we should use LinkedIn to do this. So first and foremost, 94% of recruiters are going to use it to source and vet that talent. Now, again, before we get to the sourcing and vetting talent, it's a great tool to build and maintain those professional relationships. And again, it's a great place for research, finding the right professionals and companies that align with your values, your interests, your personality type, and your skills. So I've talked enough about why you should network and why you should use LinkedIn. So let's go ahead and show you all some of those tips and tricks using these tools. So I'm here on my LinkedIn homepage. I'm going to actually go ahead and search for the University of Oregon. Now you'll notice a lot of things are going to come up. Make sure you click on the one that says either school or company next to it. And then from there, you're going to scroll a little bit down and see the alumni button on the left. LinkedIn has gone ahead and sorted out nearly 140,000 alumni here from the University of Oregon. And I mentioned that people hire who they know and who they trust. Well, another great thing to understand is that ducks love helping ducks. So already you have at least one thing in common with nearly 140,000 people here on LinkedIn, and that's that you are ducks. So let's figure out, though, how we can find even more alignment with specific alums. So you might be somebody who knows exactly what company you're targeting or exactly what industry or what job function or city, whatever it may be. The nice thing about this is we've got some filters here that you can really play around with and see where our alums are located. So we've got one filter that shows what city they're in, what companies they work for, what they do, what they studied, where their skill sets are at, and how you're connected. Now play around with this. You can find any number of combinations within these filters. Just to play around a little bit, I'm going to use myself as an example. While I'm a Duck alum, I happen to be from the Bay Area and really, really interested in working in sports marketing. So what I'm going to do now is I've sorted out those 10,000 alums from the Bay Area, and now this has gone ahead and recalibrated. So now I'm looking at the top 10 companies that our alums are at. I'm not necessarily seeing anything specifically sports related. So let's see how else we might be able to navigate and find some alum in the fields that I'm interested in. I know I'm right now interested in marketing, so I'm going to click on that and see if that helps. Now let's see, with marketing, are there any sports companies that are popping up? Ah, the Warriors, really cool. Okay, Warriors, I'm not gonna lie, are my favorite team, so this is really exciting for me. So we've got 4 alums that are working in marketing for the Golden State Warriors. So now what I can do is I can scroll down to the bottom and see those 4 alums. But remember, I already have 4 or 5 things really in common with these alums. We're either from the Bay Area or currently in the Bay Area, really interested in working in marketing in the sports industry. And by the way, I'm a diehard Warriors fan. So there we go. So let's go ahead and scroll down to those 4. And now what I would really recommend you doing is clicking through these alum, reading through their profiles, and getting to know not only what are they currently doing, but how did they get there? Now, because none of these people asked to be put in our video, I'm going to go ahead and show you my profile and just show you some ways that I would maybe look to find even more ways to align with a professional. Because I don't want you to simply look at only the job title and the companies they've worked for. Scroll through, look and see what kind of clubs they were involved with. So I was a club water polo player. Maybe you played club sports, or maybe you played water polo in high school, whatever it might be. I happened to go to grad school abroad, so there's other things. I've got some skills endorsements here. I've got some different interests. So really study and examine these professionals that you're interested in connecting with so that you can highlight every single thing that you align with. That way, when they do potentially connect with you, they won't just think of you as some random connection on LinkedIn. Now, when you go to connect with somebody, you're going to be given the ability to add a note. So let's go ahead and I'm just going to click on a random person here. So if I were to connect with Emily, I could add a note. And, again, that note is going to be all of the things that you align with. So, hi, Emily, I'm a fellow Duck interested in working in sports marketing, also out of the Bay Area. I see that you've got a lot of those things in common. Would love to hear more about what you do and connect. Something really short and brief, just so that then that person knows you're not just some random person. Like I said, they have a reason to want to connect with you. But now play around with this search tool. You might be really interested in sports marketing now, but you might also want to explore what content marketing looks like in the food and bev industry. So all of those things can be played around with. So use the search bar, use keywords, sort through companies, sort through cities, see what kind of skills you have in common, see how you're connected, find those things and find at least, I would say, 2 or 3 things that you have in common with an alum. Then when you send that little note, they'll be that much more excited to engage with you and connect with you and potentially have an informational interview with you down the line. Now, informational interviews can feel scary in and of themselves. So we have put together some resources through Handshake and through our video page that show you what an informational interview might look like. I promise it's not as scary as you might think. Yes, you're going to be talking about business topics and trends and issues their companies are facing and values and culture and things like that. But you're also just going to be having a conversation. You'll probably talk about favorite foods and the weather and what classes you're taking this term. So remember, these are professionals, but they're alums. They want to learn about you. They want to know what you're up to. So really check out those resources that we have there, as well as the resources on how to follow up and maintain those relationships. These can be all found on Handshake or through our video resource page. Get out there, get networking, build those relationships, have those conversations, and most importantly, good luck and go Ducks.